Good afternoon, everyone. I hope that you thoroughly enjoyed the SNL parody of Ruth Bader Ginsburg and are thinking to yourself, like, why are we starting class like this? Well, I hope that many of you are aware of who this Supreme Court Justice was, but she did pass away over the weekend. And so I wanted to take today to tie in her legacy, her work, and just the civic action that she did in her lifetime in the 87 years that she had the privilege of living and serving our country to what you guys are doing with your civic action projects. So this might feel a little bit off course, but I actually think that it is directly aligned and hopefully just really inspirational to you as you think about your next steps moving forward. So what Miss Serena has graciously volunteered to do, because I'm actually not here today, I'm at an appointment and I might be back in time for this class, but I wanted to make sure that everything was ready. Please throw into the chat for your attendance today what is something that you know about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And if you have no idea, that is okay. Like, just say that and no big deal. So go ahead and pause the video, and when everyone has submitted their attendance and we know who's all here, we'll move on. All right. So thank you for that. I know that for some of us, we might be like, wait, who was that? And others of us have watched all 4 movies about her, and we have a very thorough understanding. Today, September 21st, is also the International Day of Peace. So the logo that I posted on this slide is the United Nations, and I love that particular logo. I actually have, it's on my tattoo. It's part of it. Just that view of the world is really important to me, to think of the world as a little more equal, as you see in the image. That the United Nations is an international organization that its main goal is to create unity and peace amongst nations. And so when you read the quote that, honestly, around the same time that RGB was sworn into her position as a Supreme Court Justice, the Secretary General at that time had said, "The world once more cries out for peace, and for the economic and social development that peace alone can assure. Let us keep our goal clear and simple. Let us work for peace." And while we live in 2020 and the current political situation, the economic instability that's currently happening, our environmental crisis that's happening with our wildfires, we might, in so many ways, just be thinking to ourselves, like, what the heck? And I think with Black Lives Matter and the racial injustices that have been happening for decades and centuries, we often find ourselves just like torn. And unfortunately, a lot of times we're torn politically, and we often think that there is a right way, that the things that we believe that are our political party, or if you don't relate to a political party, that this is creating a lot more division than it is peace in our world. And so I guess the challenge that I hope that you take out of today's lesson, that you'll read about and watch with RGB, and that I hope that you strive to be yourself, as someone who works toward peace, not towards like checking off a box of like what a party ensures or what a side necessarily stands for, but that at the end of the day, like, if we think about human rights, human equality, and ultimately peace, we will be and we'll be striving to make a more perfect place to live in, especially in the United States. One of the many things that you might have learned about RGB in your time is that one of her best friends, so she was self-proclaimed a liberal and someone who was on the left side, a Democrat, and one of her best friends was one of the ultra-conservative, right-winged justices, and they, for years and years and years, were best friends and would go to operas together and shared a lot of the same interests and hobbies, but completely disagreed in politics. And so I think sometimes, as even I check myself about, am I welcoming difference? Am I welcoming a challenge without hatred? Am I able to ask myself the hard questions and remain as peace-oriented as possible, not just to stand up for a side? So today, you'll see in Google Classroom, there is a assignment. It's hopefully extremely straightforward. It has a video with 2 questions and then an article with 6 questions. And the goal today is to think and connect to the legacy that Ruth Bader Ginsburg left behind, her story, and think about, as this is civics class and the Supreme Court is one of the highest levels that you can ever attain in to being a civic participant. Think about how one person created some systemic policy change to increase equality and form a more perfect union. I hope that in your little ways that your civic action projects are a step toward something bigger, that you choose careers in your future that are aligned with that mission, and that you recognize that the policies that are passed by the Supreme Court do make a difference and make huge implications for equality. I also want to name that tomorrow's lesson will be synchronous. So tomorrow, please be prepared to be in class and to be in almost all of class. We will be going over just exactly what will need to be turned in on Wednesday for your annotated bibliographies. And I'm excited because you're going to get ready to pitch your project ideas. So we'll be meeting as a whole group on tomorrow, Tuesday, the 22nd, first day of fall. And I just am excited to see and talk to you all then. So please reach out if you have any questions. I'll still be available during Teams all day today. Miss Serena is here just to take the attendance. And I appreciate you all, and I hope that you enjoy and can connect today's lesson to your own lives.